Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining our online open house for the School of Graduate and Professional Studies here at Rosemont College. We're incredibly excited to talk you through admissions, the power of small, the programs, and to make sure that Rosemont College is the right fit for you for your graduate and professional studies programs. My name is Katarina Morera. I am the Director of Admissions for the School of Graduate and Professional Studies, and I'll be moderating this session. Just a quick run through of the agenda. We'll first be hearing some opening remarks from our president, Jason Boyers, who will discuss the power of small. We'll then be given a brief presentation, again, about admissions, curriculum, and what to expect as a Rosemont College student. At the end of this, you'll be hosted with a panel discussion with a few staff members and faculty that will be able to address all of the questions you'll be submitting throughout the entirety of the presentation. At the end of the presentation, we're going to submit you to breakout sessions based on the program that you indicated interest in when you registered. During the presentation, please feel free to submit any questions that you may have about the presentation. Somewhere on your screen, you will find a little chat box. If you don't see it, you may have to click the 3 dots that say more to make sure that you're able to find that. Go ahead and write your questions again throughout the presentation. Just to make sure that the chat box is working, please feel free to write your name and where you're currently tuning in from. Great, thank you for using the chat box, and hello everyone. So for the opening remarks, we will be hearing from President Jason Boyers.
Hello, everyone. Can you see me? Can you hear me? There I am. I'm excited to be here to welcome you to this, and I want to commend you for taking this step. It takes a lot of courage to think about starting any new path. I kind of have something in common with all of you in that I got my education as an adult, even my undergrad degree, and my graduate and my doctorate. And I know how tough it is to balance life and school, but I know on the other side of it what that reward is to actually attain that degree and begin a new path in your life. So I know the courage it takes. What I wanted to communicate with you today is this thing we talk about with the power of small. And the exciting thing about it is it's really about the way that relationships are the central part of your education, that you are going to gain knowledge, you're going to get to interact with some of the best minds, your professors are going to be able to teach you, but the most important thing I think wrapped up in that is the relationship, the intimacy, the networks you're going to create of people who are vested in your success. And that really, to me, is the power of small, but it also, from personal experience, is the reason that I was able to be successful. I was fortunate to find pathways where people actually cared about my success. They were vested in me making the right steps. They looked after me, and they wanted to make sure that I was on the path that would lead to where I wanted to go. And that really is the power of small. You're going to hear from several different speakers. You're going to get to meet people who will later become very important along your journey. And I'm just excited for you. I look back on my journey and I realize how fortunate I was. And I am committed to make sure that you have people who surround you, who do everything they can within their power to make you successful. And we're counting on you to do everything within your power. So I look forward to meeting you personally beyond this current circumstance. But I am, once again, I'm excited for you, and I congratulate you on taking that step of courage. It says a lot about who you are, and I can't wait for you to join the Rosemont family. So thank you very much.
Thank you, President Boyers. So let's go ahead and move into the presentation. So again, you are here for the Rosemont College School of Graduate and Professional Studies Open House. We'll be discussing our graduate programs along with our accelerated undergraduate programs. A few fast facts about Rosemont as a whole. We were founded in 1921 in the Catholic tradition by the Society of the Holy Child Jesus and following the educational mission of Cornelia Connolly. If you're not familiar with Cornelia, you sure will be once you are in the classroom and on campus. While we were founded in the Catholic tradition, all faiths and backgrounds are welcome into our learning community. We sit on 58 acres. So when you're on campus, you'll see the architecture, the older buildings, our beautiful library, but also a ton of greenery will surround you while you're in class. The total enrollment for Rosemont College as a whole is approximately 1,000 students, and half of those students will be your fellow colleagues in the School of Graduate and Professional Studies. The power of small has a lot of meaning for us at Rosemont College, and this slide really goes over just a few of those. The first one is that you're going to see that we have flexible course scheduling for each student. We understand that our programs are here to fit into your lifestyle and that you're juggling a lot of opportunities and of responsibility. So the flexible course scheduling is there for you to make sure we fit into your already existing schedule. We also have both online and on-campus courses, depending on the program that you're interested in. There are tuition discount programs that we'll be discussing later on in the presentation with various community partners. We have a 10-to-1 student to faculty ratio. So whether you're an online student or an on-campus student, you're going to be able to get that one-on-one attention that you're looking for to be able to succeed in your program. The last point on this slide is the travel and volunteer opportunities that we offer to support your curriculum outside of the classroom. Next, you'll be hearing from Karen Geiger, who will be discussing the academics in the School of Graduate and Professional Studies.
Hi, everyone. I'm so excited to welcome you all to our Rosemont community of learners. I do want to start out by letting you all know that I am an adult learner. I got my master's degree as an adult learner, and I'm currently finishing my doctorate degree as an adult learner. And I think that it's one of those opportunities that you all have to really dig deep and foster your academic experience. Rosemont is truly a unique campus. We have a focus on academics while maintaining a student-centered being student-centered. We want you to know that students are the center of what we do at Rosemont, and we show that through our mission, which you'll see in all of your classes. We want you to know that we are committed to an academic vigor, and we look forward to helping you foster that love of academics through our community. So now I'm going to give you an overview of what we're going to offer here at Rosemont. What you'll see here first is we've got flexibility and convenience. I think that's one of the things that adult learners need the most, is they need the ability to focus on their courses on their own time if that's what your schedule allows, or some of our programs to focus on them during a specific day or time. We have 18 graduate and professional studies programs. We have 10 programs that can be completed completely online, which offers you that flexibility. And we also have 21 certifications and certificate programs that can be added on to your degree. So you'll see here that we have both associate's degrees and bachelor's degrees in our programs. I want you all to know that we do take a good amount of transfer credits when you're coming into those programs, and our associate's degree programs are to be led into the bachelor's degree programs. And we really do focus that in on your advising and trying to encourage you, if you're starting out at the associates, to go to your bachelor's. If you're starting out at your bachelor's, to go to your master's degree. As you'll see here, we have a number of master's degree programs. A lot of our programs are really unique and the power of small. And I know that you heard that from President Boyers and you heard that from Katerina, our director of admissions, but this is really something that you'll see here, especially in your graduate degree programs. They're really focused, they're really individualized. Our program directors are amazing, and they really do work with you one-on-one to make sure that you get the best out of your degree programs. So you'll see here we have a number of certificates and certifications. One thing I do want to point out about the certificates, you'll see on the side here with business administration and health administration, leadership studies, entrepreneurship, and so on, is that these can be added to any bachelor's degree program that you're currently seeking. So we really want to focus on interdisciplinary. If you're writing studies, but you kind of want to have a look at having a cert in business administration, you can do that. And we want to make sure that we're giving you what you're focused on as a major, but also what you're interested in as maybe a hobby or something that's career driven.
Great, Thank you, Karen, for the transition and for highlighting our programs. Something that I want to add to that is that our program list is continuously growing. We're listening to our students, the population, and the programs the world needs right now. And we want to make sure that we're delivering the academics needed to help students succeed. Previously, we pointed out the community partnerships that we have. Here's a list of some of the community partnerships that Rosemont College is currently affiliated with. As you can see at the bottom, it says "and growing." That is definitely the case at Rosemont. Just like we grow programs, we're also growing these partnerships to make education as accessible to our students as possible. So as you're applying to these programs, don't hesitate to reach out to your admissions counselor, the program director, or check out our website to see our list to make sure that if you are affiliated with one of these partnerships, you're taking advantage of that opportunity. Previously, we also mentioned the opportunity for volunteer and travel as you're in the programs to intensify your academic career. The Global Studies program at Rosemont College is one of those opportunities. This is a 3-credit course where we focus on cultural differences, leadership theories, and legal and ethical practices. You study the foundations of business, leadership, and healthcare administration from another country's perspective. All of the students that have attended these programs absolutely love it because, again, it helps to see what you're learning in the classroom in another environment, in another country. And you also get to build that network, whether you're in an online or an in-campus program. If you have any interest in the Global Studies program, please feel free to jot down Kathy Coleman-Dixon's information located on the slide. She's the program director for our business programs. If you don't have a pen and paper handy, no worries. You can reach out to our admissions team and we'll make sure to connect you with Kathy. The next opportunity is the International Writers Retreat, another opportunity for you to be able to travel and to bring in what you're learning into the classroom to a travel opportunity. So this too is a 3-credit course where you study craft and attend workshops with peers in exciting international locations. Classes are taught by renowned writers. These writers are likely those who you may not have that instant access to, and programs like the International Writers Retreat allows you to grow that network. You'll be able to also attend excursions and immersive experiences that broaden your perspective and your writing skills. For this opportunity, if you have any interest in joining, please contact Carla Spatero. She runs our MFA program, and she's always hosting these events in different locations. So if you aren't able to jot down her email address, again, reach out to us, to the admissions team, and we'll make sure to connect you with her. A little bit about admissions once you do decide to apply, or if you have already applied. You will have to start your application online. The application does not have a fee, so you'll be able to submit your free application, and it's done again entirely online. The one highlight I want to make sure that you know is that we require all official high school or college transcripts depending on what program you are applying to. So once you do decide to send in your transcripts from whatever institution you went to prior to Rosemont, please make sure that they are official copies and are being sent by the institution. Some of the programs will also require other items like a resume, 1 to 3 letters of recommendation, a statement of purpose, or a writing sample. In order to learn more about what's required from your program directors will be able to touch base on that during the breakout sessions after the presentation. And of course, once you start the application, all of the items required will be listed. The last thing I want to make sure that you know is that we do not require any testing prior to joining Rosemont College. So you don't need a GRE score, you don't need an SAT score, no testing requirements needed when you apply. So to learn more a little bit, excuse me, about financial aid, please join me in welcoming Joe Alimo, the Director of Financial Aid.
Hi, everybody. Well, thank you, Katerina. Hello, everybody. And on behalf of the Financial Aid Office, I want to thank you for joining us on this virtual open house. This evening, I want to discuss some of the aid sources that you may be eligible for, and then what the next steps are. So for our graduate students, they do qualify for Stafford loans, Grad Plus loans through the Department of Education. They also are eligible for grad assistantships. So our grad assistantships are funds that are coming from the department, or from actually the institution. And basically by working in the department that you are taking and seeking your degree, you may qualify for up to a 3-credit course for free. So if you talk to your program directors, they'll be more than happy to tell you some of the information that's available, that's as far as the program itself. For our professional study students, you would qualify for the Pell Grant, FIA Grant, your Stafford loans, as well as alternative loans. And for both programs, Katerina had mentioned earlier that we have partnerships with some of our community partners. And if you do qualify, you may be eligible for a discount based on your affiliation with those program community partners. So please take advantage of those if you can. As you can see on the slide, for the 2020-2021 academic year, for our graduate students, you're looking at approximately $675 per credit. And for our professional study students, you're looking at $555 per credit. And that is constant for fall, spring, and summer as well. Okay. Next. So many of our companies offer tuition reimbursement programs. Whoop, there you go. Individualized, so many companies do offer tuition reimbursement program. So talk to your employers to see if they offer any type of tuition. We do have individual counseling. So again, Dr. Boyers had mentioned the power of small. This is really getting into the power of small. We're able to sit down and work with you and talk over any issues that you may have. So please take advantage of that, whether it's via email, giving us a phone call, or setting up an appointment if we happen to be on campus fairly soon. And I had mentioned the graduate assistantships. They are available, so you may want to talk to your program directors when you're in your breakout sessions. Okay. So the next steps. So the first thing that both groups should be doing is making sure that you're completing the 2020-2021 FAFSA application. You want to make sure that our school code, which is 003360, is added on to the application. And once you submit the application, we will receive it. And then there's a few more steps from there. Both groups, whether it's the graduate side or the professional study side, will have to complete an application. And this application will help us determine your aid eligibility. For the graduate students, it's basically asking us or telling us how much you want to borrow in the loans. And for our professional studies, it's verifying the number of credits you're going to be taking in each of the semesters. This way we can determine if you do qualify for a Pell Grant or a FIA grant based on the number of credits, what that dollar amount is going to be. And then once we have all the information and we get closer to the start of the semester, we'll go ahead and send you an award notification letting you know what you qualify for, or you can go on to your iNet account to verify that information as well. If you have more information, if you take a look at the bottom of our slide, we do have a resource section that please take advantage of it, and you'll be able to see all the information from there. And now I want to introduce Anna Werner, our student ambassador. Take it away, Anna.
Hello, I'm Anna Warren. I'm a graduate student in the counseling program with the track and school counseling. I graduated from Keystone College in December and dove right into my graduate program in January. I was excited for this next chapter as well as nervous. I didn't know what to expect, but I quickly immersed myself into the Rosemont culture. I chose Rosemont because of its affiliation with Keystone College and also because it's small, and there's definitely power in small. I also live on campus, which was much easier for me to immerse myself into the community. But as quickly as I got comfortable, as quickly as everything changed around us. Due to the virus, all our classes turned to online, and I also had to move back home and continue those classes. I was nervous yet again for a change, but my professors have been so helpful throughout this process and have made this transition so smooth and easy. They have remained my support and guidance throughout this process. And I have been very thankful for all the professors I have in the classes I'm taking, even throughout the summer. I also have a graduate assistantship with the graduate admissions department. I'm very grateful for this opportunity as it pays for one whole class of mine. And I have been able to continue this opportunity online as well, which I'm very grateful for. And my supervisors and advisors have welcomed me in and have become a family of mine. And I enjoy the support I also get from them as well as my professors. This opportunity has made it so much easier for me to afford my education. Thank you so much for listening to me.
Great, thank you so much, Anna. Anna actually has her graduate assistantship with the admissions team, and we're so excited to be able to have her speak about her experience and also assist us as we transition graduate and professional studies students into the programs. So again, I just wanted to remind everyone, I saw some questions come in during the presentation. Thank you. Please feel free to continue typing questions in the chat box. You'll see it's titled chat, and if you don't see it on your screen, click those three dots that say more so you can find it. And we're gonna go ahead and move to the panel discussion. Great, so the first question that came in is actually for Joe. Are certificate programs eligible for financial aid?
Well, that's a great question. Thanks very much for it. Basically, what you have to do is if you're looking at getting a certificate, you have to be affiliated with a particular program, master's degree program, in order to be eligible for any type of financial aid. So the short answer is no. You have to be participating in a master's program in order to be eligible for financial aid, even if you're looking at taking a certificate program.
Great. Thank you, Joe. Our next question, or two questions I should say, are for Anna. Anna, what track are you currently in the counseling program? And what is your favorite thing about Rosemont?
So I'm in the school counseling track. And my favorite thing about Rosemont is that it's such a small campus And it makes it so much easier for me to build those relationships, not only with my professors, but with my classmates, as well as undergraduate students as well, because I do live on campus. So I think my favorite part about campus is the fact that it is so small, and I get to build those relationships a lot easier, and I'm not just a number.
Great, thank you, Anna. Karen, I think this next one is for you. Can you tell us a little more about housing opportunity for graduate students?
Yes, absolutely. So one of the things I think I really would like to highlight here is that we really do want our graduate students to live on campus if at all possible. I think that the graduate community can really lend a lot to our undergraduate residential community. Having students who have already got their bachelor's degree, with their upper level scholars, I think can really add a lot to the community. So as a graduate student, if you have the opportunity and if you think it's something that you might want to do, there are opportunities for you to live on campus. And as Anna said, it's been one of the things that has really helped her immerse herself in the very unique and just great culture that we have here at Rosemont.
So the next question is, how many transfer credits are given to Philadelphia police officers? I know that when you transition into your breakout sessions, Jay, who will be running that specific session, can answer it. Karen, do you have any insight on that?
Yes, I do. So Jay is going to be the best person really to answer this question. We do take a lot of police academy credits, and it depends on the credits that you've completed. If you're going to be the associate's or bachelor's degree is dependent. I do know for the associate's degree, what we've done is we want to really make it something that's an associate to bachelor's to master's. So if you're coming in and you're going to do the associate's degree, we'll take a portion of your academy credits for the associate's degree, and then we'll take another portion for your bachelor's degree. If you're just coming in for your bachelor's degree, Jay will evaluate those credits and he will assign however they are equivalent to our program.
Great, thanks, Karen. I actually think you're not off the hook just yet. It looks like the next question you may have to tackle as well.
Okay.
The question is, where are you guys in your accreditation process? I'm assuming it's about CACREP.
Yes, that would be the logical assumption. This is something we are so excited about. Dr. Rowley and Sarah Elliott have worked so hard with this accreditation, and we're so close, so we're so excited. We have actually submitted our initial report, any addendums, and we're scheduled for our site visit in the fall. We're looking to get accredited at that January accreditation meeting. One of the things that we've also done to sort of aid that, especially not knowing where the state of the country is going to be at that time, is to also apply for a virtual site visit. I don't know if we're going to be eligible for that or not, but we're doing everything we can to make sure that in the fall we're going to get our site visit and that we're going to be accredited by January, and that's our goal.
Great. And so, Karen or Anna, what is the best way to get the details of living on campus for graduate level students?
Well, Karen would be able to talk more about probably the logistics of it. But I know when I was considering going to Rosemont, I wasn't ready to live on my own yet, coming from 3 hours north. So I definitely used my resources to research a lot. And I talked to Teresa Fitzpatrick, which is one of the directors of admissions. And so I spoke with her about all the opportunities I had and the cost and everything. But for me as a graduate student, I have found it so nice to live on campus. Not being from the area has definitely been a way for me to immerse myself a lot more into the community easily and to learn more about the surrounding areas. And Also, I'm close to all my classes and the gym and food, and it's easier for me to build relationships that way as well.
Yeah, I would second that. For Anna, the details, the very specific, like nitty gritty details, would be directed to our director of housing, Ben Husselkamp, and we would hook you up with him to make sure that you had everything in terms of the cost and you could really weigh everything out. Also, if you're looking for aid to perhaps cover that, we would make sure that you were hooked up with financial aid. But I would also second what Anna said, is it's such a great opportunity to really get immersed in our culture. And some of our graduate students are really traditional, and they're coming right out of undergrad. And so they really kind of want to still have that experience of living on campus, and living and learning communities are really, really special. And I think that that's something that grad students could really take advantage of if it's something that you're interested in. If it is, and you would like to talk a little bit more about that, I would suggest to make sure you have my information, and we can get you hooked up with our director of housing.
Great. So Ashley asked if we will still be hosting campus events in the fall, despite COVID fears. I think we're still figuring that out. We want to make sure that we keep our students, our staff, our faculty, our learning community as safe and as healthy as possible. So as soon as we learn more about events, or any other aspect regarding visiting campus, we'll make sure to let you all know as well.
Yeah, and I would piggyback off of that and say that any plans that we have had for the fall, we are still going to maintain. They just might be virtual. We've got our counseling center is now doing telehealth, and our student services department is looking at doing workshops online and things like that. And so I think depending on where things are, it may not look very traditional, but we are going to still have events, and we're going to still engage our students, and we're going to still try to have that power of small and that one-on-one relationship as best as we can.
Yeah, absolutely. The next question that came in is, are you allowed to keep a car on campus? I believe the answer is yes. We have ample campus parking for our students. Our team gives you a sticker, and you are able to park in the student parking lots.
You do have to pay for that sticker. I do want to point that out. You do have to pay for that sticker, but it does allow you to park in student parking.
Great. Any other final questions before we move to the breakout sessions? All right. There's one more question. It's, do you know the price for housing opportunities?
I do not offhand. I would love to give you that information. If you could, please contact me when this is over, and I will get that information from our director of housing, Ben Husselkamp, and I can get you that information as soon as possible.
Great, thank you, Karen.
I also would like to mention that graduate residential assistant positions and graduate residential director positions are also available. You just have to put in your application, but Ben Heels Camp is the one that you would contact for that. That's also a great help financially for that opportunity.
Absolutely, Anna. Thank you for mentioning that. I think that's something, unfortunately, that we did maybe overlook, is that as a graduate student, you do have the opportunity to turn that housing opportunity into a possible job. It could be an RA, it could be a residential director. And so those are also additional ways to live on campus, get some of your housing paid for, or get some courses paid for. So there's a ton of opportunities to help supplement your education. Thank you, Anna.
You're welcome.
Great. We're going to go ahead and start sending everyone to their specific breakout sessions. Thank you so much for joining us, for taking time out of your evening and out of your schedule to learn more about Rosemont College, the power of small, all of the programs and opportunities we have here for you. Feel free to engage with your program directors, learn more details about your program. If you have any other questions for any of the presenters that you've heard from, please feel free to send an email to our admissions team, to financial aid, or like Joe mentioned, use that resource page. We've collected a ton of information in just one place for you that we've discussed on this presentation. Again, thank you for joining us. It was a pleasure speaking with you all and answering your questions, and have a wonderful evening.